Neuralink said on Thursday it had been given a green light from the US FDA to kickstart its first-in-human clinical study.
Using implanted brain-machine interfaces, Neuralink plans to establish high-speed communications between the brain and external devices. The procedure typically involves the surgical implant of electrodes into the brain. After applying to the FDA last year for approval to begin human trials, Elon Musk's Neuralink is now ready to begin recruiting patients for its first human experiment. So why does this matter? How will it affect us? Who are qualified to undergo this groundbreaking moment? And most importantly, what exactly does Neuralink begins human trials? The future is coming. Elon Musk wants to be able to control machines just by thinking about them. In order to accomplish that goal, Musk and his team published a report in July 2019 claiming that they had developed ultra-fine threads that can be weaved into your brain to listen in on your neural communications. The device made by Neuralink includes a chip that is capable of processing and transmitting neural signals, which can then be sent to a computer or other device such as a phone. As part of the company's project, they are hoping to be able to make a person potentially capable of controlling a mouse, keyboard, or other computer functions with their thoughts, even capable of text messaging. A Neuralink chip would be embedded in a person's skull and be about the size of a coin. As an array of tiny wires fan out from the chip, each roughly 20 times thinner than a human hair, they're inserted into the patient's brain. With 1,024 electrodes attached to the wires, the system can monitor brain activity and, theoretically, stimulate the brain electrically. Researchers can study this data by wirelessly transmitting it via the chip to their computers. This technology could also restore function to people with paralysis and debilitating conditions like amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, which has been in the works for decades. Currently, at least 42 people worldwide have had brain-computer implants implanted by companies like BlackRock Neurotech and Synchron. With such devices, patients with ALS can type by thinking about keystrokes. A tetraplegic can walk with a slow, natural stride. The majority of these brain implant companies focus on treating people with medical conditions. Neuralink wants to develop a device that will not only restore human function, but also enhance it. In an attempt to develop a direct interface between the human brain and computers, Musk's Neuralink recently received FDA approval to begin its first-in-human clinical study. Elon Musk's Neuralink has also secured 2 more approvals from an independent institution review board and the first hospital site for its brain-computer interface technology. As a result, recruitment for participants can begin. As part of the PRIME study, Neuralink will begin offering brain implants to paralysis patients after receiving approval from an independent review board. It's being evaluated both for its safety and functionality as part of the PRIME project, also known as Precision Robotically Implanted Brain-Computer Interface. A chip will be surgically implanted in the part of the brain responsible for controlling movement, intention, in trial patients. Initially, the company aims to give users the ability to control a computer cursor or keyboard with only their thoughts, which will be recorded and sent to an app by a robot. This 6-year study is open to those with quadriplegia caused by a cervical spinal cord injury or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. Participants will spend 18 months at home and in the clinic, and then over 5 years visit for follow-up visits. Patients already implanted with a pacemaker or neurostimulator or undergoing transcranial magnetic stimulation or undergo regular MRI scans for medical conditions are ineligible for the study. In the meantime, the company, which originally hoped to implant its devices in 10 patients, was negotiating a lower number with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration after safety concerns were raised. According to current and former employees, it is unclear how many patients were approved in the end. It has been claimed that Tesla CEO Elon Musk has grand ambitions for Neuralink, saying it would entail faster surgical insertions of the company's chip devices in order to treat diseases such as obesity, autism, depression, and schizophrenia. For the last 5 years, Musk has been working on Neuralink's goal for using implants to connect the human brain to a computer. But so far, the company has only tested its technology on animals as part of its development. Although the FDA approved Neuralink's switch from animal testing to human trials, it had previously denied the company's request for human trials due to safety concerns. In addition to the lithium battery of the implant, the possibility of wires shifting to other parts of the brain, and the question of how the device can be removed without causing brain damage, there are other concerns. In the past, Neuralink had only tested its device on pigs and monkeys. With the assistance of Neuralink, Musk implanted a computer chip into a monkey and taught it to play the computer game Pong. However, these tests were criticized for causing unnecessary suffering to animals. As of 2018, more than 280 sheep, pigs, and monkeys were killed by the company. The company acknowledges that these animals died during the testing, but denies animal cruelty allegations. As reported in Walter Isaacson's book from Neuralink founder, Musk was inspired by science fiction authors such as Ian Banks to create a technology called neural lace, which can be implanted in people and connect all their thoughts to a computer. In addition to the opening of human trials, the company also raised $280 million in a fundraiser round led by Founders Fund, the VC firm founded by PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel. Although Musk predicted human trials as the startup 4 times since 2019, FDA approval wasn't sought until 2022. According to a March Reuters report, the FDA rejected the bid due to concerns about implant migration and potential brain damage when the devices are removed. According to Musk, Neuralink has completed most of its paperwork for the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and could begin human testing in 6 months. As Musk's business empire has expanded to include electric cars, rockets propelling humans into space, and generative artificial intelligence and social media, the brain-computer interface is one of the biggest investments. Again, as part of the PRIME study, participants will receive a N1 chip embedded directly into their gray matter with its inductive rechargeable battery, a network of 1,024 electrodes, and a network of 64 threads, all of which are thinner than a human hair. A computer cursor or keyboard can be controlled by users only by thinking, once the algorithms have learned to recognize their neural patterns. In the implant, several dozen ultra-thin threads penetrate directly into the brain. In order to control an on-screen cursor or move a robotic arm, brain-computer interface BCI receives signals from the implant via Bluetooth and decodes them. The long-term goal of Neuralink is to help paralyzed patients regain full mobility and sight. While that happens, as previously mentioned, other companies were already competing with Musk's Neuralink and brain technology. While Neuralink may have gained popularity, researchers have been studying how to interface brains with computers for decades. Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, the founders of Amazon and Microsoft respectively, have invested in Synchron, which has tested its brain-computer interface in humans. Through an antenna on the chest, the company's Stentrode transmits brain data directly to the motor cortex of patients. The study found that patients did not experience any health problems and could text, email, and shop online. Tom Moxley, the founder of Synchron, explained that the technology can restore functionality to paralyzed patients. Further, BlackRock Neurotech has been testing brain implants for nearly 2 decades and says its devices has helped paralyzed people control prosthetics, limbs, and devices. While a trial of Paradromic's own device, the Connexus Direct Data Interface, is expected to begin in Austin, Texas by next year, electrodes implanted in brain tissue transmit neural signals to external devices using a transmitter installed in the chest. Meanwhile, there are cons in integrating this groundbreaking technology moment in history. Aside from previous allegations of animal cruelty, there are more darker side on it. With Neuralink, privacy, consent, and control are raised. Is it a tool that will be responsibly used, or could it be used to invasively observe and manipulate people's thoughts? There is the possibility that Neuralink can be abused by those who wish to control others or steal information. Governments, security agencies, and institutions may abuse it to manipulate individuals or corporations, which presents new cybersecurity risks. A second concern about Neuralink is that it may cause damage to the brain tissue. The human brain is extremely sensitive, and even a small injury can result in permanent damage. Neuralink implanted incorrectly may result in infection and inflammation in the brain, increasing the risk of Alzheimer's disease later in life. It's also possible for people to become addicted to brain-computer interfaces if they are able to access superhuman abilities. After undergoing such an experience, they may lose interest in real-life experiences and feel they aren't living up to their full potential. Lastly, Neuralink has the potential to have unintended consequences. As with any disruptive technology, brain-computer interfaces may transform human society in unexpected ways, disrupting social norms and employment patterns. These challenges may be prepared for and implemented responsibly by society. What do you think of Neuralink? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.